What is bothering me tonight? I got to tell you, I saw a movie a few days ago called Her Story. Chinese film, and I saw it with our buddy Mike MC Wong, and he gave me the background that this is the biggest movie in China right now. It's the most successful, and it's breaking uh, a lot of doors down. And so I'm watching this film, and its feminist agenda. And I'm like, "Okay, I get it. Girl power and, broken, like the mom trying to raise a girl and have a career." To me, it was very reminiscent of kind of films from 20 years ago that Hollywood was trying to make. But what I'm really bothered was with how they treated the men in the film and how they were written. And I'm like, "Fuck, Hollywood's gotten kinda
Hmm.
in their filmmaking." 'Cause it was basically, like a feminist, you know, kind of ensemble piece, almost reminiscent, like feeling like the it had such a mainstream, uh, approach to the directing, like the film, like, those movies like Love Actually and those other ensemble movies had that look and feel, but with this, feminist agenda, and, obviously, I love women. I'm been with a very strong independent woman for almost 10 years now, and it it got me to think where we are as men and how really Hollywood has done us a big disservice. And I started thinking about, well, how am I a man in my day to day with my lady, with my friends? And, you just don't see, and so I answer my own questions because I'm good with who I am and what I am as far as, my day to day with being a man and my place in the world, my place with my lady. But Hollywood has abandoned us. They've they've not only have abandoned us, but they've done everything to kill the male role model, the
Yeah.
positives of being macho, the positives of being a strong, force in your community, in your family, with your friends, and I just saw more of that, of these idiotic, there weren't even stereotypes, I mean, they're just idiotic, useless tools that were the men in the movie, and so that really bothered me, and I wanted to talk about that. I hated the film. I was nice to my friend. I was like, "Oh, yeah, there's some nice parts in it," but, I absolutely hated the film. And I hate any film that puts down men like that. No, I don't care what language you're in. So that got me hot and bothered, guys.
Well, the portrayal of men in Hollywood has been on the down on the decline for a while.
A little bit,
Uh, yeah, yeah. They
a little
don't.
bit.
I don't know if I don't know if it's necessary to tear men down to lift women up. But it seems like that's where,
Hmm.
it seems like Hollywood is going. It's like, okay, we want to lift up women. So let's make all the men in this TV show or this movie idiots. Let's make them stupid. Let's make it like they don't get what's happening. And the women are the ones that are smart and understand everything. I've had a problem with that for a while as well. I don't understand it. It just seems like Hollywood has this thing about, men have to be torn down, but what's interesting is you're starting to see the reflection of this in society. When a man stands strong and stands up tall and tries to protect people, they
Mm,
demonize him too. Like the
mm,
guy on the New York subway that saved, probably a whole
mm,
subway full of people from being attacked. And yeah, unfortunately,
mm,
a person lost their life, but like he was trying to stand up for people. He was literally trying to be trying to, be the man that most people want in that situation, and he gets demonized for it. So it's weird. It's just like a weird thing that's happening in the world today where, men that are men that want
mm,
to, protect others, And, he was I think
Mm,
he's a military man, so he's already served his community and served his country. And, he saw a situation happening and he took action where most people, I've heard so many stories about people that just sit back and turn on their camera and start filming stuff like that when somebody's around harassing people. Here's a man that stepped up and they demonized him. So it just makes me wonder, like, okay, if they keep doing this in the movies and they keep doing this in society, like, what kind of men are we creating? What kind of lessons and messages are we given to men when it comes to taking care of their families, taking care of society, taking care of business? And then when you look around and you see,
mhm.
man, things are going from bad to worse, you start to wonder, maybe this is part of it, because of the way you demonize and attack men.
We're all vital in our communities, in our society. Why would you tear that down? And a lot of sure, you work on the things that need to be worked on, but a lot of what we've created in our societies have work.
It's nature, man. Men have a
Yeah.
role.
Mm.
Men have always naturally had a role in society, you know, protectors and providers. That's it
You know,
throughout the history of the world,
yeah.
you know?
I really recently saw the movie Cinderella Man, and there was a great
Mm,
scene with the two wives, and they were talking about, they're going through the depression, Giamatti's wife and Russell Crowe's wife, and they said a line where they're like, "I always see it on his face every day. It's the fear that I'm failing you." And
mm.
that dude, that's how we are wired
Yep,
every day,
yep,
right?
yep,
Am I good enough? Am I doing, or am I a failure in my lady's eyes, in
yep.
my parents' eyes? And
That's our natural instinct, Nobody had to teach that to us. That's just how we are. If you were raised, in a good,
Yeah.
strong family and you're raised by other good men,
mm,
that's how you feel. You feel like, man, am I doing everything right? You're always kind of double and triple checking things. You want to make sure that you're taking care of the people you're supposed to take care of
mhm.
and giving them what they need. And yeah, it's just a natural instinct, I think, that most men have. It's just, just the way we're wired. So it's just like I said, it's kind of weird when you see that being demonized. It's like, I don't know where society goes if you're demonizing that, because you're starting to see men just check out of society right now. You're starting to see a lot of guys, they just want to lay back. I'm just going to play video games,
Mm,
smoke dope and, and chill, you know,
mm,
eat fast food, get lazy. You're seeing a lot of that stuff happening right now.
mhm.
They don't have purpose. And, if you take the purpose of a man away from him, what is he? If you take, oh, we don't need you anymore. Like a lot of women say that. So it's like, that's not a good thing. Then you have a society that it seems like it's falling apart in a lot of ways in a lot of communities. So I don't know, man. I just random thoughts. I don't really have a solution to any of it, but it's just like sometimes I be sitting back just thinking about this stuff. Like, yeah, come on, we got to get this stuff back together, and men are going to be needed in that mix. Totally.
I think the solution, sorry, Paulie, is to
Nope.
one thing we can do is to keep being us and keep doing what we do as men. And in the real world, we can still be that role model and to actually let yourself do that and step in when you need to. And I've done it quite a bit, and it's never blown up in my face. And people respond to it. They see you when you take a step forward and you know it's the right thing to do. They will follow you and they'll play their part and they'll support you. It's just sometimes you have to be that first person to do it. And
Yeah.
don't be the guy with his phone, right? Be the guy who steps up and does what he has to do, regardless of what that is, and don't let anyone make you back down.